Alright guys, we've got our latest submission back from SGC. Just a small submission, 6 cards. Couple of stunning results, I guess, but overall it wasn't too bad. But we'll have a look at this. So myself and Ty in this one. This is a Julius Randle card. Got a 9.5. That's a pretty good start. What do we get? So what is that? 2014-15 Silver Prism. Yeah, really beautiful looking card, that one. All right, and it's a rookie card by looks. This is a Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan 9.5. That is, look at that, that's beautiful. The red, white and blue prism, that's something a little bit different, and I think there's been a few people trying to get hold of his cards recently. All right, what is this one? This is a Isaiah Thomas, serial numbered. Oh wow, 9.5. That's a refractor as well. Yeah, that's really nice. You can see there when that changes, when you move that around, the different colors. Fantastic. Pretty good for Ty there, 9.5, so it's pretty solid. This was interesting. I did send a couple for crossover, and I'm going to do a whole separate video on just the crossover process, since I recently did it with this submission. This was a Darcy Parish Absolute that I was not happy with PSA. Now obviously sending to PSA at the moment is off limits, so sending it back to PSA is not on the table at the moment. So I thought, you know what, I'll try SGC. I did opt for a minimum grade, and that's probably why they flagged it. As you can see, it got an 8. The card is literally perfect, pack pulled. I'm guessing it's the centering top to bottom, because centering left to right is absolutely perfect. You can see up here there's a bit of a gap down there, but you wouldn't think that would be enough to the surface is like immaculate. These cards are numbered to 70, so it's a really rare card, and I thought this is a good one to get graded, being such a low serial number. And I flagged it for a minimum grade with SGC, thinking that it would bump. Well, it didn't, and minimum grade not met. That's why they didn't slab it. So yeah, very interesting. And there's no point. The graders, I found SGC, CGA and PSA are pretty much on par with the standards, and even BGS for that matter. People saying that they are different, but the reality is that they're very close, and you might get a half a grade or even a grade up or down between them. But what I found that they're very similar. So that was disappointing, but also, and we don't know. I guess there's no closure with this. Do I crack and resubmit? You guys tell me. I crack it and send it to CGA. It's likely going to get an 8 as well with them, because their grades are almost identical to PSA's. They're probably actually a bit stricter, so it might actually go down to like a 7, which I'm really worried about. And just looking at the card, I just cannot figure that one out. I really can't. And this is, moving on, Club Captains, latest Supremacy, Michael Voss. That is a 10/70, so 9.5 is pretty solid result. Supremacy, still a solid grader. I thought the card would 9 and up, so pretty accurate on that one. Thought it might 10, to be honest, but 9.5, still happy with that. And here was another one that did make the crossover, and this was originally a CG8. Thought it might bump to SGC. Thought, you know, CGA being a tad stricter than SGC, it might bump to a 9. However, it did not. So that is a crossover there, ladies and gentlemen. And I was going to sell it, but I thought, you know what, this is a super rare card. It's unlikely that we're probably ever going to be able to push this bump the grader up, unless you do just authentication with Beckett. Seems like the obvious option now. So I might crack that and resubmit to Beckett just for authentication only. But you can see the centering here is just a mile off, right to left. Thought if you sneak a 9 in with that centering, because the rest of the card's pretty good, you know, you're sort of as high as you can get, but yeah, it's never going to 10 with that sort of centering. But that is it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one, and if you haven't already checked out the new series Raw to Riches, please do so. It is pretty good. It's the back to front copy on the card selection and grading process. But until next time, peace.